we are welcoming this wonderful family.
Yeah.
The Odiges. I don't know how to say it, but there is one thing I'm telling you tonight. You are sure in for a very good time.
Yeah.
Not just a good time. They say the word very should no longer be used in English now, huh? Okay, permit me to use it today. You are in for a very good time.
Yeah.
I appreciate them. They are wonderful men of God, nice family. When we bring people up here, these are the people we can vouch for, the one we can beat our chest and say, this marriage, we are proud of it, we are associated with it. Each marriage has its own minors and plus, but every marriage that comes on this program is a marriage to be celebrated. Yeah. Sir Amma, we celebrate you. Thank you. Even in the world, when marriage is going out of fashion, thank you for people like you who made the world to realize that marriage is indeed beautiful. My wife, absolutely. What do you have to do?
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, Ma. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the Thanks for honoring our invitation. We bless God in your life and in your home. You're welcome.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
As usual, the women start.
Okay. So you go first.
Yeah, I'm going to go first because the women have to start.
So let them say hi to the viewers at home first.
Okay.
So.
All right. She is going to introduce us.
Okay.
We are the Odiges.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
All right. So viewers at home, let's roll it the way we normally do.
Yeah.
And how do we normally do? We start by asking the wife the very first question. That's why we say women first. And our very first question, Ma, is how do you see marriage? In one word. In one word.
Like be factual with it.
Be factual with it. Let us get to know. How do you see marriage?
Marriage has been so amazing, so fantastic.
That's
more than one word.
I will clap for you and I will tell you failed my test. You did well in describing marriage, but you failed my test. One word.
One word comes in.
Let me take your text. Let me take your text, please.
You got it, ma. I give it to you 100%.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, sir. The same question still goes to you, sir. How do you see marriage?
In one
word.
In one word.
Beautiful.
Oh,
yeah,
amazing.
Amazing. Great. You're welcome. God bless
you.
Yeah.
All right. So,
and
go ahead.
Second question, sir. I'm going to ask you, sir. Is it going to be the first to answer, or the mama should be the first one to answer? Okay.
Let Mama be the first one to. No. Let Daddy be the first one to
answer first. Do we have the right?
Okay.
Just ask.
All right. Just ask the question.
Considering the domineering nature of man and the non-submissiveness of women, how can we manage control in marriages?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I understood. Yeah. In marriage, both parties have their roles to play respectively.
Yeah.
And if the role is being played for, there will not need of control. Normally, we know that men have ego, men have pride. No man would like a woman to be lord over him. Irrespective of how the marriage is or the position of the man always know that, okay, I am the head and this is my intersection. So if a woman, we can play our role, like the Bible principle, say women should be what? We should be submissive to our husband in all things. And what's the responsibility of the man? The man is to love the woman. So if we can play that role, if I can know my stand at the woman, okay, my role in the marriage is to be submissive to my husband, and the role of my husband is to love me. I shouldn't want to play the role of my husband. If I start playing the role of my husband, that is what causes control in the home. The man was like, oh no, don't you know I'm the head? No, you can't do this. No. So we need to play our part respectively. I need to play my part as a wife. He needs to play his part as the man. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, sir. I would say, Madam put it in a succinct way.
Okay.
There is role for each person in the family. And once we are able to identify our role and stay within the confinement of our role, there is no reason for any issues in family. But my question still go to you, sir. Okay. I said considering. That's where I want you to look into now. Mommy has already explained the other side, submissiveness. Yeah. Considering the domineering nature of man, who always want to lord it over everything. Animal, fellow human being, at place of work, everywhere we go, that aggressiveness, due to the fact that we are the one to protect, it comes with an aggressiveness, which is a way of protecting. How do you manage control, having to subject that aggressive nature of man?
All right, I will start by adding to what she already said. You know, when we both stays in our lane, okay, I like to use the word, in our lane and play the role, there will definitely there will be no need for control. Actually, the word control comes from, you know, the fact that something has to be aligned, you know, something has to be put in the right proportion. So it means that for we to begin to look at putting in the right proportion, there's a possibility of drifting. Okay, so because of that, one is looking at, okay, I need to actually control this. But let's look at it from the man, you know, being made a domineering person. God created man to actually have that nature. There is no woman that can take it away from, you know, the man. Yeah. You know, if you grow from the African set, you will agree with me that, especially when you have an elder sister, there is always that fight that happens between the younger brother and the elder sister. Okay, I had one. So that fight is actually the man trying to show that, though you are my elder sister, I am a man. Yeah. Okay. And there's always the last fight. For those of us who understand this story, there's always that last fight where daddy and mommy will say, you know what, is your elder sister, let's have that fight today. And by every nature, I don't know, God always had a way of supporting the woman at that time, you know, to actually beat the man and like, okay, now you are my elder sister. So what happened is that if the woman understands the fact that, okay, this man is my head, he has been made, you know, the head over the home. Yeah. So you found out that she wouldn't see the man as being controlling. Now, for instance, you want to be a queen. You can't just be a queen where there is no king, okay? A king cannot just be disrespected. You have to respect the seat of the king. So when there is respect, when there is submissiveness, you find out that the man will naturally swallow his pride and follow your instructions. Left to me, I wanted to wear my favorite color. And she came up and said, oh, yeah, I'm going to wear pink. You know, let's just have something unique. So imagine me wearing woman color right now. She didn't lord over pink.
Imagine. Is there any color that is like women color?
Yes, pink is one of
women color.
Men that grew naturally. That ladies love pink. Okay. You understand? So even my daughter loves pink. So you find out that she influences me to wear it. Yeah. But if I wanted to control me, there will be a nature in me that want to fight it. Yeah. It's natural. Exactly. I will not stop it by saying, you know what, stop, you can't do that. And let me tell you to every woman, if you ever want to have your man, you know, as a person, you can actually influence every given time or influence the decisions, you must understand timing. Sometimes what brings issues in a home is you bringing up an issue that probably the man is just coming from work and there's an heated argument at work. And you're coming to say, you remember I have to buy my wig. Come on, that's not it's not there right now. So you're going to create a problem. You're going to create a problem. The man is not going to, he has a different reign. He's coming from probably an hectic day, and all you're supposed to do at that time is, oh, darling, how was the day today? I hope everything went well. All right. You know, when you play around, there's a time where you can actually get the man. Samson was so strong, but the woman got him at the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Samson was a strong man. Abraham, the father of faith, we know him as a man that was so strong. But Sarah made him to do what he did. She had a way. You know, someone once said that maybe the man has been behind the ass girl or whatever, but the woman God influences him. But there is always timing for that, because the man has that domineering nature. He has that, another thing I want to say quickly, just to chip this in. Men naturally fight anything that is at their level.
Yeah.
They the people above them. They take care of people that are under them. So if the woman understands this principle, not trying to rub shoulder or trying to drag position, not staying in a lane, you're not trying to be the man. You are the one that will decide when he should receive his mother call. You are the one that will decide when he should send money to his family. You are the one to tell him, you're not supposed to talk to your mother when, you will create problem. The man will want to tell you at this point, I am the man. And each time the man tell you I'm the head, know that his feelings that the position is being loosed. And no man want to lose that position, because God gave it to the man. So if you ever want to enjoy your marriage, you ever want to go out of a situation where you say it's out of control, like the world will say, you must make sure you stay in your lane as a woman. And when you do that, every man is inflexible. Tell me, Samson, was the strongest man. Somebody got him. So many ladies tried, but there was a timing that Delilah understood that, this is the time to get him. That was an evil perspective of looking at, how a woman can influence a man. But it also happened positively. Timing is very important. No matter how right your decisions are, you must also understand that when you put it to the man as an instruction, the man may not want to take it, because he want to see you as another elder sister. But when you put it to him as a suggestion, you put it to him as, as an opinion, you find out that your opinion can actually override his own.
Wow. Wow. I love that word, timing. I remember Nabal would have been killed by David. If not for the timing of the wife. Like, my husband is a foolish man, don't mind him. But David wants to hear somebody tell him something good at that time. And the woman actually stopped David from committing a crime on a man that will eventually die the next few days. So timing is very important. And I love that word said by Mama. Stay on your lane. Irrespective of how we still want to look at it, I still want to say this. There are times when everybody needs to stay on his lane. We don't control one another like you said, but we influence one another. But we will find the time to do that. Please, viewers at home, remember this. Start asking your question. The last episode, people were telling me we should have another 30 more minutes. Thank you, everyone, suggesting that. But we need to finish this thing in 1 hour. Please, start putting the question there. As it's coming on screen, we will pause our question and ask yours. Thank you. The next question, please. How? Question number 3. That says male chauvinism versus feminism. How do we balance a marriage of 21st century? It's going on now. The feminist world, the male world, this world, that world. A lot of ideology is coming into place. Mommy, how do we balance marriage in the 21st century?
All right. If I must say, today, you see, we have high rates of divorce in marriage. Because one, the woman is trying to rub shoulder with the man in the name of equal rights. And the man is trying to feel to be superior over the woman, make it out to feel inferior. If I would say there is no superiority in marriage. In marriage, we are equal. We are the same. So you have to understand that, okay, I am just married. This is my husband. This is my partner. So whatever his decision is, I am with that. I go with it. We are the same. We are one. So I have to feel it. I have to know it in my heart that there's no one above. Okay, God is the head. And is the leader of the home. The leader, but it's not superior. It's not superior. So we need to know that we are equal in the marriage, and no one is above another one. Yeah.
Wow. we're equal in marriage. No one is above any other one.
Yeah.
So everybody is still coming back to that word. We are equal. But you know that maintain your lane.
Yeah, so the same questions goes to you, sir.
Okay, I would like to say that when you are asking for something, it means you don't have it. Okay.
Wow.
So, and what happened to Eve? I would like to, make reference to the Bible story right now. Sometimes we read the Bible as if these things happened in those days, but we forget that this was actually real life, real people living in real time at their age. Okay. So when Eve, met the serpent, or when the serpent met Eve, it told Eve that if you eat this apple, you would become like God. Had she known that she was created in the image of God, what was her business trying to be like God? Why should I worry to try to be a man when I was already created a man? Why should a woman begin to think of, is a female word? Listen, the word has been made from the beginning. It has not changed. God is who he is. The marriage, even whether it's the Old Testament or New Testament, there is no 24th century Bible. The Bible, the word of God remains sure. So if your marriage has been built on the foundation of God, then we take it by the standard of God. The Bible says, husband, love your wife. Now, when you love anything, you will not fight it. There will be no need for her to begin to feel like she's being believed you, or trying to feel like, if a female world, there's going to be an equal right. By the time you going to ask for equal right, meaning you have actually denied her some rights. And how do men deny their wives some rights? You married a woman, for crying out loud. She had a dream before she got married to you. She had visions. As a matter of fact, some of them went to school. She's a career person. She's a graduate. You wouldn't have married her if she was speaking bad English. So meaning she was polished. So now that she's polished, what are you going to do with her? Are you going to make her lead you than you met her? If you met her on campus, was she dressed like a village girl when you met her? So if she wasn't dressed like a village girl, why can't you actually improve the state you have met her? A man that loves a woman will actually make the woman feel proud of the kind of husband he has married. And that goes to eliminate any reason in her heart to feel that she's being belittled or trying to fight for, her rights. You understand? Because if everything she needs are being given to her, or she feels it's being given to her, there will be no need for her in her head to think that I'm being denied some rights in this home. After all, feminism has to be played here. There is equal rights. You cannot just do things on your own. So basically, the challenge we are having in the 21st century is that the men are still not understand the principle of love. When we talk about love, love is sacrificial. Yeah. And when you love, and to the woman, love is not what you define in dictionary. To the woman, love means care. To the woman, love means understanding her emotional feelings at that time. To the woman, love means having to accept her for who she is. As a matter of fact, when you told her you love her, what you actually are telling her at that time is that I love you irrespective of what you become. So the vow of, okay, maybe she had, I'll be a bit raw here, she had pointed breasts when you met her, okay? And now, because she has given the children you gave to her, and she's kind of losing her shapes, this is not the time now to begin to look for other ladies. They can do a lot of things to repackage that thing, because you and the children made it whatever it is right now. So look for ways to repackage it. Okay. Look for ways to repackage it so it can become pointed again. Pointing at you the way you want it to be. And by the time she see you as, really making her to feel the woman that she is, there will be no need for her to begin to think in her head like Eve, thinking I want to be like God. Want to be like, when she already knew that she is God. So find a way to make her know. And it's not just by telling her I love you. It must be demonstrated. It must be shown by what you do on a daily basis. How do you support her dreams? How do you support her ideas? How do you actually even support her family? You married her, now her mother is a witch. Now our elder sister is Ogbanje. Listen, it doesn't work that way. There must be principles that will be kept. She has a family before she cleaves to you. She changed her name for you. So before you now begin to think of, because like I said, the reason why she's thinking of feminism, because she felt she has lost her value. She felt she's not being valued anymore. But when she sees this value every single day, you know, you package it on the bedroom, you package it in the sitting room, you package it in the kitchen, you know. Wow. The truth of the matter is, she will not even think about the fact that you are doing anything. She will just see, even when somebody comes around and say, why is this man just having his way always around you? It's my husband. He has to always have his way. She will defend you. You understand? But when you allow her to ever think that she's losing her rights, then she'll begin to go online and ask for people for help. Because right now we have a lot of distractions. We have a lot of platforms that are being created to actually facilitate divorce. The platforms are created to facilitate divorce. You see people coming up to say, I don't take it. I'm a single mother. I'm a single father. I'm a dad. I'm a dad. And she begin to look for how these people are living their lives. And when she found out that these people are fulfilling their dreams, she'll begin to, okay, after all, it's a free word. If I become divorced tomorrow, I can fulfill my dream because you didn't allow her to fulfill her dream. That is wicked. Wow. Why did you take her from her father's house if you can't allow her to fulfill her dream? The flowers are meant to grow. When you buy the flower, allow the flower to grow. Water it. Give it all that is required. She went to school to study a certain course. And she said she will not work. Okay, what have you done to engage her as wife? Then she will tell you she has a right. Because she didn't go to school to study how to become as wife. She would have learned that from the mother. So the problem is not, when the woman begins to talk about feminism, the issue is that the man has actually belittled the woman. He has belittled the team. He has made her feel that she cannot fulfill her destiny under this man coverage. She will not submit. Submission becomes difficult. And as a matter of fact, submission is a risk. Because when you talk about submission, she's going to be putting her life in the hands of a man that does not know her dream. So it's going to, you have to convince her beyond every reasonable doubt that you are not going to misuse or misdirect her. Because she had a dream before she married you. And that dream must be. Thank you.
Wow. That's a long one. And it seems you will be sharing.
I actually decided to add that time to my own.
Advocate for women. I'm the advocate for women. You will be co-sharing. And one thing I'm still going to ask you, maybe in camera, you will have to explain that word. What you and the children made it to be. I don't know how we become the part of what made that thing to be. We will talk about that.
Mama will. What's going to happen to that question is just take you to the other room and show you. That's it.
This other room of 18. Okay, I will go there this week. Please, viewers at home, we are saying it now. Put up your question. We are looking at the screen, they are not coming. Time is fast moving. 1 hour will soon be ending now. So let's have your question as we are watching. The next question, please.
Okay. What is your position on who control who in marriage? Realistically, do men really control their wives, or do women really control their husbands?
For me?
Yeah.
Okay, as far as concerned, there shouldn't be anything like control in marriage. Let me use myself for instance. For instance, I'm the kind of person that love fashion. I love fashion. I can use half of my salary to go for shopping. I can use some of my salary.
Okay.
My salary for clothes.
We support your dream. You just said that. We should support your dream. We are supporting you.
I'm telling you. I can use my salary for clothes, for shoes, for hair. And my mom will keep talking and say, why will you spend so much money for this and this? And they are just material things. You don't need them. You don't need this. Now you have a lot. Maybe 3 years, 4 years, you have not even work. He keep pushing me. He will tell me that this money you are putting into this, you can actually use it for business. business and it will yield you big profits. For me, sometimes I sneak out to buy. I will just hide it and bring it home. But it took me time. It took me years for me to really sit back and start following what he has said. And this is the drive. So in every home and every marriage, we have drives. And we have principle. What are our goals? What is your goals in the marriage? What are you driving to in the marriage? So I shouldn't see that. I shouldn't see that as a control. Maybe sometimes he wants to take some decision. I would tell him, I say, I'm not so satisfied with this that you want to take. What happened? He will say, okay, you are right. Does that mean I'm controlling him? No. We are just trying to influence each other positively in the marriage. Thank you.
Wow. We are just trying to influence each other positively. You know, before you will answer the question, I will put forth this joke quickly. When we say who controls who in marriage, there was an occasion when there is a speaker talking to about 100 married people, married men with their wife, in the 100 couples rather, in an occasion. And at the end of that conference, he said, I'm going to give you a test today on who controls who. So he said, if you are sure as a man here, you are the one controlling your wife, line up here. And as a man, if your wife is controlling you, line up here. Out of 100, 99 men line up in a place where they say, my wife is controlling me. And then this one short man is not even looking, line up in a place that says, I am controlling my wife. So everybody say, ooh, good. Say, man, can you just tell me? Can you just tell me how you manage to be the only one here controlling your wife? He said, do you know what the answer from the man? He said, I didn't want to stand here. It was Madame that said it is here that I should stand. So, in essence, even the one that says, I am the one controlling, it was Madame that said, line up there. Don't come and give me bad face so that people will say I'm controlling you. That's a joke, by the way. But the question remains, what is your position? And realistically, do men really control their wives?
Just to add to what my wife has rightly said, like in my home, no one controls. God is in control. Okay, it's God that is in the home. So the controller general of my home for the past 8 years is God. However, there are some times when we need to change decisions of our spouse, and to change that, it has to be discussed. You don't impose it on the other person. You don't put it on the person as though, you know, he or she, I mean, irrespective of who is coming up with the control right now, is just going to drive with the instruction of the traffic light. When it shows green, you go without any discussion. I have to go. So you stopping me with a red light, there must be a conversation. Don't show me the red lights. But when you show the red light, there will be a resistance. Nobody wants to be controlled. We must understand that. Even our children, sometimes they want to prove to you that, Daddy, I can take some decision myself. Nobody wants to be. Everyone, human beings are independent animals. We want to be independent with our decision. So, but what happened is that as a man, you must be able to understand that if you actually want to influence her more, that should be the word now, influence more of her decision, you must first carry out a SWOT analysis, understand our strengths, understand our weaknesses, understand what she stands to gain as opportunity, and understand the threats that are in our weaknesses. So you defend that threat as a man. By the time you defend the threats, she see you as a man who is protective. Bring out the opportunity in her. Open her eyes by letting her know what she can become, what she can do. See, the woman will follow you. As a matter of fact, how did you toast her? Did you just carry a gun and say, I love you? You actually took time to talk to her. So why are you not talking again? Why have you become a soldier in the house? Why have you become a soldier in the house? Why have you become the police? You just point the door, open the door and say, go out. Go out to where? Okay, we need to go somewhere tomorrow. You didn't discuss it. Wear your dress, let's go. Go where? There will be resistance. There will be reason why. There will be rebelliousness. When there's a control, there will be rebelliousness. Even the scripture said it. You know, where there is the rule, you know, the people would definitely, there will definitely be, you know, transgression, because the rule naturally by the world standard, they will tell you the laws are meant to be broken. That's why we have the laws, is to be broken. People break the traffic lights. So we must understand that human beings do not like control. So what do? We try as much as possible to ensure respect each other. I mean, the word respect shouldn't just become a dictionary meaning word. It should be used on every occasion in the house, in the home. You want your food to be served in the table or in a certain way. How do you do it? Maybe probably she wasn't brought up that way. She watched her mother serve the food and walk away to the room. Probably the man has 5 wives, so nobody had to sit to the man eating in the sitting room because he's a lion. So are you going to expect her to start
lion of the tribe of their family?
You know, so he only rings the bell. When the man presses the bell, all the women will line up because he has 5 wives. So all the women will line up. So the woman has grown up seeing the mother lining up when the man rings the bell. So how do you change that nature she built over 20-something years of her life? It's not like this. When you do it like this, she will tell you, I'm sorry, I'm not used to it. So the first steps to take is that you must understand the woman you have said you love. You must understand. How did you even say you love her when you don't know her? That means you were lying in the first case. How did you actually know that you were going to love her to the end? If you do not, that says he knows the end from the beginning. And because we are gods, there should be something about us that should know that this woman can go fat later. And you want her to slim down. Don't stop her from taking her ice cream. You can actually begin to tell her. She will be the one to tell you, we don't need ice cream in this home anymore. My wife likes ice cream. But guess what? We buy it once in a while. Because she got to know that I like it portable. Okay? So, so if I really want to start taking... So if I want to start taking the ice cream spoon from my mouth every time, we will fight. We will always fight. So the issue of control starts, you know, for me, the scripture, it was so clear in Ephesians 5 when it says, woman, submit to your husband. I will say this to any woman. The man you cannot submit to, please don't marry him. Don't marry him. That man should not be your husband. And if you eventually have found yourself in that marriage and it turned out to be something you cannot submit to, divorce is not an option. You have to work it out. Working it out means talking about it. Working it out means meeting people who could actually, because every man has somebody he respects, believe it or not. So you must study the man to the point where you know who can actually talk him, who can actually talk to him, to the point where you can have a conversation with him. And listen, I think in every man there's an ability to love. It has to be provoked by submissiveness. You provoke that love by submissiveness. Because the Bible says, woman should love the husband, submit to the husband as she will submit to the Lord. So if you are not submissive, you don't have the fear of God. Let's not deceive ourselves. The fear of God will make you submit in respect. And one thing happened, sir. I will say this quickly. You find out that women, they can be very submissive when things are going with the man. But when it gets to the point, probably the man has issue with his job. There is no money anymore. Now she is the one working. Then she will not tell you, it's my money. It's my salary. You know, she will not tell you, it's my salary. I decide how to use my money. Listen, there is nothing like my money in marriage. In a true godly marriage, there is nothing like my money. There is nothing like my salary. There is nothing like my business. It's our business. It's our money. It's our finance. Because I will tell you this. Sometimes we shy away from this. Sometimes we cannot take this to the pulpit because of the mixed multitude we have. But I will tell you the truth. 3 things are responsible for any broken home. Tell me one broken home and let's not analyze the issue. It's going to be around these 3 things. One is finance. The second one is financial related issue.
Another
Yes, now, but it's something that money can buy. It's something that has to do with money in one way or the other. The third one, we surprise you to note that the third one also is issue that result from financial related matters.
So it's all about money.
Really, really. And we tend to make it look like the woman that loves money is a very wicked woman. It's not true. She wants to look good.
Exactly.
She wants to look good, and it costs money. What did the Bible say about money? It said money answered all things. How many things? All things.
All things.
I can show you a man, a 70-year-old man who will marry a 16-year-old woman, and the woman will say the man is very young.
Very handsome.
Very handsome.
So I don't want to make instances. Maybe you can, your mind can go somewhere now. But why?
We know.
And this marriage may last for eternity as long as the money is there. So the woman is designed by nature to actually enjoy, to be taken care of. There is a way you can use her. That is a trick so many men has to know. Yes, you can use her money to take care of her, and she will not see it as my money anymore. She will see it as our money. You just have to understand that. So many men are so, yes, you have to work on that. Women likes what they see. They like what they hear. They like what, you know, what exactly you can bring up to them and make them know that everything you are doing is about them. They like to be the topic.
Wow.
Today is hot.
Today is really hot. I'm going to pause and ask some question that is on board. The first one is coming from Okolo Sandra Ajayi, all the way from United Kingdom. She said, what should a wife do if her husband takes some decision that the wife feels biblically wrong? Do she just keep quiet and go along with the mistake so that it won't look as if she is trying to control? Question number one. We'll move to the next one.
Okay. Maybe she wants to say something.
All right. I would like to say here that what the Bible already told us, that we should what is it called? Follow our husband or obey our husband in all things, regardless of the decision. That is where communication and prayers comes in. So, but before then, you need to really communicate with the man and tell the man, like, no, honey, this is not necessary. This doesn't have to be this way. You need to tell the man. And if the man say, oh no, this decision I've taken, what comes in, you have to go to your need as a wife. That is why you have to be a prayer wife. So you need to be prayerful. You need to pray and say, this is not what I want. And you take it to God in prayers. And with that, I know that the influence or decision of the man can be changed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I would like to cite an instance. Let's say the man takes alcohol. Okay. Maybe she doesn't want to be a bit practical. The man takes alcohol. And you know that kings doesn't take wine. And you are a queen. And you actually want him to change that decision. Don't forget that he may have been taking that alcohol for the past 30 years of his life. Okay. He's not a drunkard. Okay. I just use that light example. But how do you change that? You make him know, come on, dear, I don't like kissing when you take alcohol. And maybe the man always like to kiss. You know, I don't like it. And don't you think this is also biblically wrong? You may not be able to change it over time, but overnight, but over time, because you are not trying to make sure he does it today, because it's something he's used to for the past 30 years of his life. He just brought you into the boat, and you want him to do like this. Some people do it. They say, I will change the man. You can't change any man. There is no man that can be changed. It's only God that changed ones. So when you understand that, let's say the man smokes, okay? Let's say he clubs. He's not going to wear his club clothes to the church when he's coming for the marriage. He's going to wear suits and tie. So you didn't know.
Looks antimonous.
You didn't know he was that kind of person when you said, I do. You only said, I do to the suit and the tie. Now he has unveiled the real self. He has untied the neck. He has put up the suits. Now he's wearing his jean and his polo,
and he's going with his DJ earphone on his ears, and he's funky now.
And he fries up his polo.
You're not just going to take off the earphones. He's going to punch you. He's going to punch you right there. Yeah, he's going to punch you. Okay. So, but what do? You try to, swiftly, know the right time. There's a time that he's not going to be drinking 24 hours. He's not going to be in the club for 24 hours. Look for this place for timing. Telling me that you're not going to talk to him about it, one day you will not bear it and you will burst out. Then the marriage will break out. Hey, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to be rebellious. No, you have to talk about it. But look for the right time. Look for the right time to talk about it. It may be at a point when he wants to go to Jerusalem.
Wow.
I love this Jerusalem of 18. You started again today. I've kept my mouth shut. Go ahead.
He's taking flight.
But it's not very
Go
clear
ahead.
now, sir.
Okay. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now, yeah. But it's like the volume went down.
Okay. I said I love this Jerusalem of 18. You started it to go ahead. I don't want to talk.
All right, but you can hear me, right?
Yes. Loud and clear.
Well, to be very honest, the man you can bid for a contract and win that contract. Because at that point, the man just wants to go to Jerusalem. Have a talk before the Jerusalem. No, let's have it after Jerusalem. Okay. Is he agreed? I'm not going to break this deal today. No, we'll have it. By the time that promise, make the Jerusalem so enjoyable that he will will his life for you.
That's the code.
That's the cocoa.
Yeah. By the time he enjoyed the Jerusalem journey and you baptize him so well, listen, you can change anything at that time. Everything God created in marriage is for a purpose. And it can actually be used for a positive reason. Everything God created in marriage. It's not that the man has gone and you are coming home and you are just shaking your leg as if you are going to beat him. Even the Bible says the man go to the top of a roof because of a quarrelsome woman. And if he sees a quarrelsomeness in you, he may not come home for 1 week. So you have to understand. So your submissiveness, actually, timing is very important for that conversation.
Wow. I will ask the next question. We are pausing our question out to ask the one that is coming. The next question is from Mom Forever. And he said, what can a man under duress do when the woman make the house uncomfortable?
Okay. He said, what can the man do when the woman makes the house uncomfortable? Right?
Yes.
Okay, that's
when the man is under duress, the woman make the house uncomfortable for him. What is the step to take at that moment? You feel like heaven should burst. You want.
Okay. What should the man do? Okay, because the woman makes the house uncomfortable now.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this quickly, that no man actually wants to dwell in the bosom of a quarrelsome woman, no matter what happened. Let it be a bishop. The anointing on him will run down when you are a quarrelsome woman. And you will find out that he is a man before he became a bishop. He was only anointed to be a bishop. And the man in him will show forth that he is a man. So the truth of the matter is, the woman had a great role to play. The man builds the house, the woman makes the home. How can the woman leave the man leaves an office and still come for an official day in the home again? It is from a place where he takes instruction from the boss, and it comes to a place where he takes query for the instruction he has taken. So when the woman makes the home uncomfortable for the man, two things the man can do. One, if it is possible to talk about it at that time, let the man talk about it. But timing also is important for the woman, because she may use some wrong words that will provoke you. No matter how strong we are, no matter how anointed we are, even if we are just coming down from the altar now where heaven will come down, there is a breaking point for every man. There is a point at which the man cannot resist pressure. So for you to avoid that breaking point, because every object on earth, I don't care, iron man, iron lady, he has a breaking point. So for you to avoid that breaking point, know your weaknesses, then possibly avoid the scene of the conversation.
Exactly.
Wow. All right. Ajayi Sandra said something that the question she's asking is in line of business, especially when a man is in line of business. When a man is making a wrong decision in business line, and the husband is and the wife is trying to tell him that, honey, this thing is not good, and then he won't take it. So should the woman just keep quiet and allow him to make that mistake, or should the woman keep talking until he can listen?
Yeah, I don't think the woman, honestly, is your husband, and God has made him your husband. So when the man is taking decision that is going to affect the home, affect the marriage, affect your business, as a wife, you don't keep quiet. You keep talking. Just keep telling him. If you keep saying repeatedly, God, because she's at one day, he will say, oh, it's true. Yes, for me, I don't believe that, oh, the woman should just, okay, the man don't want to take my advice, let me just leave it and see, or whatever comes out of the business is his own choice. No, whatever happens to the business, it affects both of you, it affects both parties. So for me, I shouldn't say the woman should keep quiet. No, you need to keep talking, and keep letting him know the reason, and keep letting him see reason, not by nagging, not by quarreling, not by shouting. You need to have every time to say it. You need to have specific time to tell him. Yeah, maybe it will be when you are just eating, you have to still bring up the issue and say, honey, this thing I don't think it's very important. I don't think you have to do this. Honestly, no matter he's a man, he has a heart. I think repeatedly he's going to abide, and he's going to follow suit. Yeah.
Wow. When it's eating,
so
and it depends on what it's eating. When it's eating the food and the food again.
Food is food.
Food is food. You know, when your food is cooking your food, so you will decide which one to eat first.
Yes.
I don't know where you understand me. I just want to be a bit naughty this evening. When the food is cooking the food, so you will decide which one to eat first. Do you want to eat and then eat later, or you want to eat before eating?
As far as it's eating.
All right.
Was advice for a relationship going through tribulation due to the wife mistake.
Okay. Another question before we ask the last question. What is your advice for a relation that is going through a relationship that is going through tribulation due to the wife's mistake?
Due to the wife's mistake, right?
Yeah, he asked for the husband the other time. He's asking now that the relationship is going through trial due to the mistake of the wife. Did you mention what the mistake is?
Okay. If you can hear me, I will take the question. Now,
okay, we are hearing
the marriage is going through challenges, okay, as a result of the mistake of the woman, okay. I will assume the mistake is big enough to actually create that challenge, okay. Otherwise, every mistake can actually be covered up by the man, okay, because he's actually supposed to cover the shame of the woman. Okay, it is part of the package when you say I love you. Jesus loved us and he covered all our mistakes. Okay, but I wouldn't know what this mistakes is about. But let me just speak that it's a general mistake, like maybe one in my head. Okay, now what is a man supposed to do? First, here we're talking about Christian marriage. The place of prayer cannot be taken out.
Wow. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Join? Because this one is more than.
Okay.
Just go ahead. We only have 8 minutes.
We only have 8 minutes. We will have to pause the question, but answer this one, and then if we can take one more, we will.
Yeah.
Okay. So the place of prayers, okay, should not become the last option. You have to actually take it up in prayer. If you actually love her, and you still really want her to be your wife, and like you have promised to love her for better, for good, then you have to ensure that you take her up in prayers. Then again, we must talking about it. Talk about it as much as you can. and find out why did she make that mistake. Because it's safe to talk about root cause. You must want to know what is the root cause. What is the genesis? What to that mistake?
My agency manager in talk now, root cause.
So when the root cause is addressed, there will be no reoccurrence, and I'm sure the marriage will work. Don't forget, prayer should be a first step of action.
All right. Actually, we won't. If we have to rejoin, it will be over an hour. We still have to keep it. I think we need just to, for those who are just joining now, whatever part you have missed, you have to go to the YouTube. The program will be available on YouTube tonight. We are going to send the link to you. Everyone that has missed any part of it can go over and watch tonight on Marriage is Beautiful G4 on the YouTube. Question number 5, which will be the last one, and you will join it with your advice to couple, and it's going to be 2 minutes maximum, is that what's your take on wife being dogmatic or sheepish in marriage? What's your take on wife being dogmatic? And can rules and regulation made by husband really make a wife docile?
Submissive.
And submissive.
Yeah, for me, there is no sheep woman. That she is submissive to you doesn't make her sheepish. So the only thing, she's just following the Bible principle, of marriage. So I think rules and regulation is not necessary in marriage. When you must start laying rules and regulation, it's not really necessary in a marriage. No. So I must say that as a woman, you have your own role to play. What is your role? To be submissive. And I must say this, submissiveness is very difficult. Submissiveness is not what you just wake up and say, oh, today I've gotten married, I will be submissive to my husband. No. Submissiveness comes from the heart. And it takes the grace of God for a woman to be submissive. So if a man starts laying rules and regulation in marriage, you know that the woman has crossed the bridge. Yeah. Maybe the woman wants to start, maybe she wants to start taking the man responsibility, or start taking the place of the man in the marriage. The man will say, okay, now, today you have to do this, tomorrow you have to do this. And there's no amount of rules that can make a woman that have made up her mind to say, I'm not going to be submissive, really comes to that. If she say, I'm not going to be submissive, she is not going to be submissive, no matter the rules, no matter the regulation. You just have to come naturally from the woman. So I must say that as a woman, advice given to marriages now, that women will need to learn, we need to really learn to be submissive to our husband in all things. You know the one thing, the Bible says in all things. Irrespective of the position of the man, you have to be respected in all things. Yeah, we just need to be submissive to them. And you are the only one that can make your marriage work.
Absolutely.
No one can make your marriage work for you. You need to work it out yourself. You just need to work your marriage out yourself. Thank you.
Wow. I'm going to put a pause on it here. I know you want to answer the question, but I'm going to beg and seek your indulgence by asking you that you will have to come back again to finish this topic. There is no way we will go offline and come back away. We don't want to belabor everyone. 1 hour, there are a lot of people that has already planned their 1 hour and what to do after this one.
Absolutely.
We won't be able to move further than this today. Every other question, we will be bringing back the guests today. We'll be bringing them back probably next week or in the next 2 weeks. We will announce to everyone and we will be ironing this issue out. But you can't go without doing this. We have to do this. And then the last 2 or 3 questions that we have, the last 2 or 3 questions we have, we will continue next time. Please, everybody at home, this episode will be available as part 1 on the YouTube channel today. And probably by next week or in the next 2 weeks, we will be concluding the episode. So we have 4 questions here, question 1 to 4, and you have to pick one and answer quickly. So over to you, madam. Question
number 4.
1. 4. Okay. I think you can see that. Yeah. That's question number 4.
This 4.
Okay.
Number
Your
1.
question, sir.
I'm the
question
head.
1.
Number 1.
Okay.
We started again. All right.
Madam's question.
Quickly.
Who is better at keeping surprises?
Better.
That's good.
And sir, your question. Who is the early bird at home? That's the person that wake up early, the person that is just the one to rise up early. Wow, it's a 1-1 today. Viewers at home, thank you very much for today's episode.
Yeah.
I know we want to ask more questions. I'm seeing more questions on the screen right now, and we still have more questions we want to ask.
Yeah.
But we'll be shifting this until the part 2 of this episode. And believe me, honestly, we won't allow you to wait too long. If the Odigays cannot come next week, I believe within the next 2 weeks, they will be on this episode again to conclude who controls who. Today has been awesome. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
We thank you for your time. And we want to say this, madam, you are looking gorgeous.
Thank you.
Sensational, beautiful, alluring, adoring.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
spending money.
Tantalizing.
Tantalizing.
Yeah.
I love this. So, and I must say, sir, you are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Ma, you are doing a more wonderful job.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, viewers at home, thank you very much for coming.
Thank
and
you.
Can you just in 10 seconds, the time is off, say thank you to viewers at home.
Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate. Thank you all. Hope to see you again.
Thank you.
All
Marriage
right.
is beautiful. Work it out. No matter what it is now, work it out.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
Until next week when we come across your path, SeyiFunmi is saying thank you.